Hey, everybody. It's Thursday. What happened to this week? I don't know. I'm already ready for CrossFit, as you can see, Arizona Sundogs, because it did just get hotter. Um, uh, I don't know what happened to the week, but here we are. It is Thursday. So I don't know if you guys saw, I hope you saw me teasing on social today the topic of this video with a silly picture of me. And if you are wondering what I am doing in that silly picture, it is improv. I don't know, a lot of you probably know me, so you probably are aware that I have been doing improv for about a year and a half as a kind of a business development skill set. And I wanted to talk to you guys for a few minutes today about how I feel like it's helped me and just a few reasons why taking an improv class or any kind of acting class, any kind of communication class, anything like that can be super helpful for you in the long term for just really developing some of those business skills that are kind of difficult to master when you are like me or a solopreneur. You are sitting at your desk all day by yourself talking to your cats or your dogs, or maybe you have a family, but you're just kind of, you're not in an office every single day where you get a lot of communication practice, and also just really thinking in a different way, I feel like. So I started taking improv classes in January of 2016 is when I took the level 1. I started because I really wanted to no, it was January of 2017, sorry. So being in my own business, I was realizing that I needed to figure out some different ways to communicate information to some of my clients. Whether that be looking just for new ways and new funny things to say on social media, or ways to explain processes, or, prospecting or networking, things like that. I just realized that it would be a really good idea to build up those skills where you can't follow a script. You're not following a scripted, patterned, thought out process, but you are wanting to put your best foot forward and get the information across in the best way possible. So I started taking classes. I absolutely love it. I now I'm taking level 3. I'm retaking it. So this is the second time that I have taken the class, just because they didn't have the level 4 available yet. So I just decided to jump into level 3 again, just to get a little refresher course. There are a total of 6 levels so I do improv at the Backline Theater in Omaha. It's downtown at 16th and Harney. So if you're interested, they do offer classes. I don't know when the next level 1's going to start, but I 100% recommend it for anybody who owns or runs a business and wants to continue to work on their business skills. Especially, I feel like it's helpful in any role that has to do with sales, marketing, customer, client relations, really anything where you are in front of a client. You can't, any type of professional speaking or public speaking or presentations, consulting, anything like that where you are in front of clients. You don't have a script that you can follow. You are not following a super tight formula, but you really want to put your best foot forward. So here are a few reasons why I think it's a really good idea sorry, I just got a text message. Here's why I think it's a really, really good idea to take an improv class if you run your own business, operate your own business, or you work in a sales or information delivery capacity for your organization. First of all, there are so many amazing skill sets that you learn in terms of just being able to react. One of the most important skills that we learn in improv is listening. And that is a skill that is so important in any sales role, any marketing role, any role where you are communicating with somebody. Listening is such an important skill set, and we often don't have it because we are spending all of our time when we are talking to someone thinking, what am I going to say next? What am I going to say to you? So in terms of improv, one of the best things that we can do is learn how to listen, because that is what makes the scene funny. So I could go into a scene and have an idea of okay, in my head, and I still do this three classes in, and I have an improv practice team, so we've done a ton of shows, And I still am guilty of not listening enough sometimes, and I feel like it's really helps me pay attention. Am I listening to my client? Am I listening to my customer? Because I learn the clues. When you're in a sales situation, you want to learn what problems that your customer's actually interested in solving, because it is not always formulaic. There's not always a specific problem. There's not always a specific way that you want to communicate that. And again, that comes back to, okay, how do I communicate how I'm going to help you solve this problem? You need to, one of the things that they teach us, we want to be mirroring the language that our clients are using. It's the exact same thing with social media. We want to mirror the language that our target market is using so that our communication is on the same level. And in order to do that, we have to listen. So listening is a huge improv skill that I've learned. I'm still learning it. I'm still, still working towards that goal, but I really do feel like it has helped me get closer to, oh, I totally forgot to put my ring light on. Hang on. Let me see if it's like right here. I forgot. Sad. I just had it. Oh, makes me bummed. It's okay. You guys can see me okay though, right? I hope so. So listening is one of the first skills that you learn. The second thing you learn, and I just mentioned this a little bit, is mirroring someone else's actions and behaviors. And that is something that we actually learn in improv. It's one of the skills we learn, is how to get on the same plane as somebody. So we have, for example, I'll just tell you a quick exercise we do. It's called Mind Meld, where you look at another person and you say 1, 2, 3, and you try to say the exact same word as them. So you want to say 1, 2, 3, rainbow. Same word. It's really difficult to do. I've actually literally never seen it happen on the first try, because obviously you're two different brains that are coming up with words. So you don't do it on the same try, on the first try necessarily, but you kind of go around in a circle and everybody tries to do it. And as you take your words that you're saying, you're looking for commonality. So if I said rainbow and you said, let's say, sunshine, then the next set of people might say 1, 2, 3, sky, because the sun and a rainbow are both located in the sky. So you're looking for common ground. You're looking for ways to come together. And this is so important in any type of marketing, as you want to bridge that gap between your products, your services, your business, and what the customer needs. So you have to be able to get on the same page. So I think it's so important to be able to do kind of a mind meld with your customers and really be able to see things through their eyes. And that is one of the things that we do in improv all the time, is we're looking at the scene from the other person's eyes, because you want to be able to predict what they can do next. And it's actually a really hard skill set to learn, but once you get it, it's so valuable, because you can do all kinds of crazy fun stuff that the audience won't ever be able to guess. And it's completely unscripted. So you didn't know what was going to happen, but because you kind of have developed that skill set, you can kind of guess where it's going and then play off of that. So it's really, really cool. The third thing is just in general, in terms of just nerves and learning how to deal with being nervous about things and transferring nerves into energy. So anytime you're pitching, anytime you're if you have you sell some kind of makeup and you're doing a party, for example, where you are presenting to a group of women and you want to sell, your lip sense or whatever at a lip sense party. That is super important to just be able to accept the fact that, yeah, it's going to be challenging and it's going to be a little bit stressful, but you just turn those nerves into energy and excitement about the product, about the service, about your pitch, about your presentation, whatever that is. You just turn those nerves into excitement about getting to that next level, or giving the information that people need to solve their problems that you are working with on, with your product, that your products can help solve, find those pain points, and then you solve them with your product, your service, your coaching or consulting or whatever that is. And that ties into stuff like live video, for example. I do live video 3 times a week. The first time I did it, by the way, this surprised me, because I have a YouTube channel that's kind of just like a separate hobby. So I'm on camera all the time, and it doesn't make me nervous anymore to be on camera. And the first time I did a live video, I was actually nervous, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is live. people could see this and I could look stupid. And then as something that I've learned in improv is that there are no mistakes. There are only gifts is one of the things that they tell us. So no mistakes, only gifts. So in a live presentation, there's no such thing as a mistake. There's only a gift to connect with your audience more, or there's a gift to be human. There's a psychological philosophy called the pratfall effect, where you're actually more endearing to people when you make mistakes in front of them, and when you're more human in front of them, people find you more endearing. So being an improv teaches you how to be able to accept mistakes that you make, accept mistakes that other people make, and then play off of them. Because you don't stop the scene if somebody like pronounces a word wrong. You don't stop the scene and be like, oh, time out, we have to do that over again. But you want to address it and call it out and say, are you sure that's how that word is said? Or, oh, are you tired? Do you need a nap, sweetheart? Because you can usually speak English well. So you want to just call it out in some way, add it to the scene. And I think that's so important when you're giving a presentation, because having an expectation of perfection in a video, in a presentation, in a sales pitch, in a sales meeting, just adds unnecessary pressure that you're focusing on that instead of focusing on getting your message across. And so this kind of helps you play off of that. I have a low network connection. I'm annoyed about that. I don't know why. So sorry if you guys are missing this. So you just learn how to accept the fact that you're going to be human and move on with that. And then the final thing that I feel like it does is it just makes you more comfortable with looking at things from a different way. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we start a scene with just like a one-word suggestion. So somebody might say, telephone. And then you have to start a scene with your telephone. I might come up with a completely different scene than somebody else. And so if we both jump out there and they get the first sentence out, then they are controlling what the purpose of the scene. And so I have to go with them. So I have to see what they're doing through their perspective and through their eyes. And again, this is so important to marketing and to sales and to running a business, is you have to be able to change your perspective. Because really at the end of the day, we're not there to talk about us. We're there to talk about our customer and what our customer needs. So I'm not here to talk about what I do as a business 100% of the time. That's, I don't know what just happened, but now I am back live again. I had a low network connection, so that's really frustrating. So anyway, where I was going with that is that you learn how to see something through someone else's perspective, because it is not about you. It is not about your business. It is about your customer, getting into their perspective, seeing things through their eyes, because then you can communicate so much more effectively with them about how you understand their problem and how you can solve it, and how you can solve it better than other people, other businesses, other products and services, other brands, all of those things. So I feel like improv has been a huge, huge help to my business skill set. I feel like it's been so important to me in terms of just being so much more comfortable in my own skin. And I enjoy being funny, I enjoy making people laugh, but I've learned so many other things. It's like, I think I said this with CrossFit at one point, like you just learned so many other things besides the specific skill set, and you can apply it to a million areas in your life. And it's a lot of fun, and you meet some cool new people, and you kind of build out a whole entirely new network of people. And you all come together and just have a good time, and the point is to learn and to have fun and be silly and build out those skill sets. So I definitely recommend it. Again, I go to the Backline Improv Theater. It's on 16th and Harney Street in Omaha. You should stop by and see a show. So they have shows Thursday through Saturday every single week. They also have classes that you can take. They have nights. They have free workshops on Tuesdays. For right now, I don't know if that's like forever, if that's just kind of going to happen as it happens, but right now they are doing free workshops on Tuesdays, so you can just stop by and even take a free workshop and see if you like it, and talk about signing up for class. And then I believe it's 2 Thursdays a month, between 1 and 2 Thursdays a month, they have shows at 10 o'clock where literally anybody can get on stage. So if you just want to try it, you can try it. Okay, that is it. I hope everybody has an amazing Thursday. I will be back to talk to you soon about more social media marketing and marketing and sales tips in general. And have a great day. It was good to talk to you. Okay, bye.